Good evening, principals, teachers, parents, guests, and tonight, most importantly, my fellow students. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Harry McDonald, and for those of you who do know me, I'm still Harry McDonald. I was fortunate enough to be honoured with the task of delivering the final address and farewell on behalf of the wonderful group of students here tonight. I thought I'd take this opportunity of speaking on behalf of our cohort as a turning point, a sort of symbol of our leaving school, in preparation for the real world of uni assignments and deadlines. And so I didn't write this speech at 11 o'clock last night. And no, Mrs. Dittman, I didn't forget my USB. I'd like to start off by giving thanks to our teachers, both those here tonight and those who have taught us all at various different schools at various different times in the past. We've probably spent just about as much time in classrooms with our teachers as we have with our parents over the past 12 years. And some have been just as influential. Aristotle once said, "Those who educate children well are more to be honoured than parents, for these only gave life, those the art of living well." Our teachers haven't been there to just teach. They've offered moral support, encouraged us to achieve our very best, and most of all, sent us to the office using our phones in class. And for this, we thank you. But that's not all. I'd also like to thank you for putting up with our excuses. Yeah. It truly is a sign of how incredibly well our society has ushered in a new era of technological advances when our dogs no longer eat our homework, rather we forget our USBs, or we do our work on a different computer at home and forget to put it on a USB. But we would always promise to email it to you that afternoon, right? But it would always be the way that you'd get home and your webmail would be stuffing up. It may have had something to do with the fact that I was typing in www.facebook.com. But I suppose we're not. Thanking our parents for the past 13 years of our lives, for everything they've done for us, for everything they've given, is perhaps one of the most difficult things I've ever attempted. I've always found gratitude to be one of the least articulate of the emotions, especially when it is deep and true. Throughout our schooling years, our parents have always been there, guiding us on our journey of discovery as we create and define ourselves. For all the help and direction they've given us over the past 12 years, they are as deserving as we are for the certificates we receive tonight. To the parents and caregivers of each and every student here tonight, from the bottom of our hearts, we thank you. Throughout the majority of our schooling, a lot of us have complained. I don't know if you know this, but we're complainers. We've complained about being here, about the workload, about teachers, about how knowing how to calculate the hypotenuse of a triangle and all about spherical geometry is going to help anyone in a career in politics. About everything, really. I'm sure if we could complain about complaining, we probably would have had a go. But in truth, our schooling years have been awesome, and we will remember them as some of our greatest. School is where we grew up. It's where we found out who we are and what we want to be. Where we learned about all there was to learn about. And where we formed lifelong bonds and friendships. Sure, there have been many ups and downs in our journey, and sometimes it seemed like there were way too many downs. Mondays. Losing our Wednesday afternoons to QCS practice. The night before every assignment was due, sitting on Facebook asking everyone who's actually finished. And many, many more. But what we didn't realise, and what we took for granted, was the insane amount of ups we've had. The good times with friends, the laughs, pizza day. Yes! Events, Campbell's pre-QCS pep talks, and all the other memories we've created. These are the things we need to focus on, and these are the things we will remember. I was lucky enough this year to be able to work on our school yearbook, the college Echo, which all of you should have already bought. With Ainsley, one of this year's ambassadors at Chancellor, the wonderful Mrs. Dittman, and Paula Ufo from IT. I'd like to give a special thanks to Paula for all the amazing work she's done. It definitely would not have been possible without her. As stressful as it was, we loved every bit, especially having our pretty faces at the front cover. We shared many, many laughs when gathering information for the Echo, especially our grade 12 section, most likely to, and keeping it PG. I'd love to share some with you now. Demi King, most likely to win the lottery, then lose the ticket. Elise Sainty, most likely to offend the Prime Minister. That was a personal favourite of mine, don't know why. And finally, Harry McDonald, most likely to be Prime Minister. I'm sure I'm not the only student in this room that has rolled their eyes and given an internal sigh when asked the age-old question, what do you want to do when you leave school? The truth is, who really knows? Only one thing is certain. That is, nothing is certain. The decisions and mistakes we make create learning opportunities, and these will continue to define us well after we've left school. While the last 12 years of our education shaped who we are and what we know, that doesn't mean that stops now. With hard work and dedication, walking out the door this evening, we truly have the world at our feet. This is just the beginning of our learning journey. And so this evening, I will leave you with one last thought and a quote from the late Steve Jobs. The only way to do great work is to love what you do. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking. Don't settle. As with all matters of the heart, you'll know when you find it. So don't think of this as the end. Think of this as a beginning. Whatever next year and those that follow bring you, I wish you the best of luck. Good night and thank you.